it's different. This one's on the left. It depends where the car's made.
Yeah, European's on the left, the other one's on the right, Australian.
I didn't even know Toyota was.
Obviously now I'm back in Australia, so because the sun's out today, I thought I would get the RB67 out. I've got one roll left of Portra 400, and I'm going to take you with me, you the camera, to make some photos. I've been looking at some cool things around the area where my parents live. It's been a while, so let's take some photos. So I've taken this photo before, and the sun was out when I did that one. I think this looks better color-wise, it's nicer. I think this is the best frame, like from here, trying to isolate that tree in the middle. Maybe that's better though. Like to put it against dark in the background? Maybe that is better. Good bunch of photos there, and even though they look kind of chill and relaxing, while taking them my adrenaline was really high. Something about taking photos on this RB67 with a tripod gets my energy going, gets my heartbeat going, which is kind of interesting, and I like that happens when I take these photos. So let's have a look. First photo that I have, a photo of this little guy. Kind of reminds me of a sheep, reminds me of my old dog. Quite a beautiful photo, quite a beautiful thing. I really enjoy these chairs. So I think I'm gonna take a lot more photos of these guys. Beautiful light coming in from the window. I lined up like the edge of the light here with the edge of the stool so that they weren't like touching necessarily. Everything has its own space. Something weird about this is like this little section up here. I don't really know why it looks like that. This was taken at like f11 or 16 or something, so I'm not exactly sure why some of it is like ghostly like this, like it has a double edge there, so it's a bit strange, but it doesn't have that like down in this section. Not sure, but I love this photo, and this little bit of water here I think makes it. Not a huge fan of this. I really like the angle of these windows here, but I feel like I underexposed it a bit too much for it to be like super interesting. This was the most exciting photo. I was super excited for this. I think the light is beautiful and silver, and it brings out the greens really beautifully. Problem is, like, what is going on? When you zoom in, it's like, why does it look like this? It has that same ghostly effect from before. Bo was saying maybe it's some kind of like the film plane wasn't flat when I took the photo or something like that, but it ruins like a really great photo. The lab said like probably the camera shook, which fair enough, but also I can't see grain. I see like pixels before grain, which, I mean, maybe it's copium, but I don't know. It feels really strange that photo would be like that. Otherwise beautiful, lovely little thing. I came home and I took this photo of the driveway area. I mean, the only reason I would have taken this photo is because of this yellow plant or tree here that I was really interested in, because it reminded me of a thing that I saw in Amsterdam. But this is going to be a nice one to have. Yeah. Or could have been cooler if I got Mum to actually look at the camera and make this a proper portrait, but kind of didn't, so I don't like this one. This one I shot wide open accidentally. And when I shoot wide open on the RB, I always misfocus. The vignetting's really hectic and the colors are a bit weird. And all it takes is like a tiny stop down, like even to like from 3.5 to f4. And everything turns out a lot nicer. The focus is easy to do. Like it doesn't back focus or misfocus really. And colors seem nicer, contrast is better. I like this photo a lot. You know, I think you can see why. It's just like a photo of my mom, so pretty cool. Nice little moment in the lounge room, kitchen area, looking back on the rest of the house. This hallway is always nice. I'm really interested in this little painting here that Mum put up. And this section of the house, this entryway is beautiful and almost more beautiful from far away. So I like that. One thing, I was talking to a friend going through this photo and sort of talking about it. There's this sort of like area here that looks like maybe it's a bit of a mistake. And at first, my first option, my first thought is to go like, oh no, a big mistake. What have I done? But it's good to have a mistake in a photo because it proves like you're not perfect. Or it even like tells that little story of like, you can't get it perfect. Some people do get it perfect. I can't get it perfect, and that's okay. That's good. I like that. This is probably like the photo with the most, for me, it feels like the most wide-ranging appeal out of all of them. You got cribbage, you got some like nice cinematic looking light going on, and cards and stuff. It's like a classic sort of family scene, and even if it doesn't have that wide appeal, for me, I see this all the time. And I like seeing it. So I'm really happy to have a photo of this. I have another black and white version of this photo in the past, but I'm much happier with this one. I think it's much prettier. Something that I love about it is that, and I don't know if I was thinking about this when I took it, maybe it's like an automatic thing that I did, but how this like chair just misses the corner of the table, as well as same thing happens here. I really like that a lot. It's the kind of thing that it looks like pressure, it looks like energy, it gives the photo lots of energy, and I'm happy with that. Well, that's all I got for you. Let me show you one more photo, because I got a bunch of photos back from Amsterdam right before the end that I took right before the end, so I'm going to show you one of them. What should I show? Let me show you this one, because you might have seen this in a previous video when I was here making this photo. I think it turned out pretty good. Let's show you all the four versions that I took, because I was kind of creeped out. Like, I don't know about creeped out, but I took it 4 times. So this first one, before the sun went down, before those lights came on. The lights were on, but it wasn't like, they weren't really bright yet, those lights on the left of the thing. Then I did this, which underexposed it, I guess. And then I'm glad I took it 4 times, because the 4th one is the best one. I really like the colors here. And that mixture of daylight, blue, with the synthetic red, warm light. I kept coming back to this place. You might have seen it in some of the videos, and happy with this photo. Very happy. Oh, one thing, see, okay, you might not be able to see it, but there's a big line through it. And in the past, I've had like scratches on my film that looks like a big line through the film. And I saw this and I started getting scared that my camera was scratching film again. But then I zoomed in. And as it turns out, it's not a scratch. It is simply some nails. So yeah.
He needs, that's no good though, he needs a big medallion.
That's fine.
That's a real one.
You got a inflatable microphone as well.
You haven't got a goldie chain that he can wear?
No.
Like a candle in the wind.